Most people agree that animals in need deserve to be rescued, but not everyone has the will or ability to actually pull it off. Furthermore, it takes a special person to commit to taking care of such creatures for the rest of their lives. Luckily, Claudia Branco of Sao Paulo, Brazil, is one of those special people. When she heard faint cries coming from a hole, she knew exactly what to do. What she found inside the hole was initially horrifying. What happened next, though, made her a hero. Claudia Branco, a resident of Sao Paulo, Brazil, became concerned when she heard the distant sound of crying coming from outside her home one day. Following the sound, she eventually came upon a small hole. Many people probably would have just ignored the cries or left them alone for somebody else to deal with. After all, there could have been just about anything inside that little hole in the ground. Yet Claudia mustered up the courage to investigate the mysterious hole anyway. When she finally stuck her hand inside, she had no way of knowing exactly what she would find in there. She was shocked. Inside the hole were 3 tiny kittens, 2 of whom had, tragically, already passed away. The lone survivor, whom Claudia named Fred, was only barely clinging on to his life. Just a day old, it was truly a miracle that he survived at all. Not only was he suffering from hypothermia, but his mother was nowhere to be found. Luckily, Claudia had a plan to save him. Claudia and her family rushed little Fred to a veterinarian, where the kitten was stabilized and given a clean bill of health. Though he was incredibly weak, and far too young to be on his own without a mother, Fred's sheer will to survive was impressive. He just wasn't ready to say goodbye, and neither were they. Claudia decided right then and there to welcome the kitten into her home for good. Even though Fred would make it, he was still pretty tiny and fragile, and Claudia didn't sleep at all that night as she looked after him. She fed him constantly and made sure that he stayed alive. She had the help of her family too, who took shifts feeding him and showing him affection. It took a number of nights without any sleep, but soon enough, Claudia's family was greeted by a mischievous, energetic young kitten who was nearly unrecognizable from the scared, sick one they first found in that hole. Fred not only survived, but he thrived. His spirit and rambunctiousness were a far cry from what the family had previously seen of him, and it was all an indication that he was doing better than ever before. Over time, Fred grew bigger and bigger, and he took such a liking to Claudia in particular that he was always close behind her wherever she went in her house. He even liked to sit on her laptop and help her type. Claudia and her family were beyond relieved that Fred had turned out so well. With his new family's help, he managed to overcome his tragic beginnings. They even threw him a party to mark his first birthday, and he got to eat his own cake. After that initial rescue, Fred and his adoptive human mom, Claudia, couldn't be happier together. It was so wonderful that the little guy found a forever family of his own after everything he'd been through. It's no surprise that Fred is so eager for attention after everything he went through, but nobody seems to mind. It's so great that he's happy now. Share this wonderful story with your friends.